Three signs of a sick soul. I want to talk to you about how to diagnose a disease, a pain, a sickness in your soul. Can the soul get sick? Yes. Everyone knows that the body can get sick. The spirit can also get sick, which is when the person loses their mental faculties, when the person loses their faith completely, their faith in God, because the Spirit is our connection with God. And when this connection is completely interrupted, when there's a complete absence of faith or a mental incapacity, I'm talking about mental illnesses that attack the spirit, so the spirit is sick. But the soul can also get sick. And what are the symptoms? I will give you three. There are more, but I'll give you three of the main symptoms of a sick soul. Maybe you have one of those, or maybe you know someone with one of them, and you can transmit this message to help this person. So let's go to the first symptom. The first symptom of a sick soul is the lack of peace. What the soul seeks the most, just like the body needs water, needs sleep, the most basic necessities for a human body is water, food, and rest. The soul has peace as the most basic food, because every soul wants to rest, wants peace. So the person who has a sick soul does not calm down, has no peace. Their life is constantly troubled. It doesn't mean that the person who has peace has no problems. The person who has peace in the soul, in their inside they have peace, even though on the outside they're going through wars. However, the person who has a sick soul, they have peace neither on the inside nor on the outside. And it's interesting that a person that has a sick soul, that on the outside they have peace, the problems are under control, everything is going well, but inside they have no peace. So this happens a lot to rich people, powerful people. They have money, people at their disposal to serve them. They wave their hands and people come to serve them, but inside them they have no peace. That's why many rich people, they commit suicide. So the lack of peace is one of the main symptoms of a sick soul. The person cannot rest, regardless of what they do. So many people pursuing peace, the soul in search of peace, it's quite common the person to seek to have some connection with the nature, because the nature is the closest physical place we find to God. A physical place, when you go to a mountain, when you go to the sea, to a green valley, you have contact with the perfect creation of God. So people without knowing, many people, they don't believe in God, but their soul searches for the nature, because in the nature they find a little peace. Let's say they approach peace. This is a fact that many people ignore or they don't know. So lack of peace is one of the symptoms of a sick soul. The second symptom related to the first is the presence of anxiety. The person who has a sick soul, why are they anxious? Because the anxious person can't be happy where they are or with how they are. They always think that to be happy, they need to have something or get somewhere they haven't reached yet, to have something that they don't have yet. This sensation is constant on someone who has a sick soul. So if they are unemployed, they need to be working. If they are working, they want a promotion. If they get the promotion, they want to have their own business. If they have their own business, they want to be the first in the field that they work They want to be traveling to an exotic place. When they find the place, they lose interest on it and they want to find another place. All that they do in life is to pursue for something, thinking, if I have that, I'll be happy, I'll be well. But they can never get well. Why? Because the soul is not satisfied with things. The soul is not satisfied with things. There's an illusion that if you have things, you satisfy your soul, but you're satisfying your body the most. You have a moment of satisfaction. You take an airplane, travel in business class, you go to an exotic place, you post on Instagram the photos, you receive some likes, people admiring the life that you have that lasts for 15 minutes. 30 minutes, whatever it is, a day, then all goes back to the same. And they think, what about now? What else would I would do? What is the next one? Then the people are always looking for the next achievement, the next conquest, because the anxiety, the presence of anxiety in their lives is never satisfied with anything, is not resolved with anything that they try to do to satisfy it. So the second symptom, the presence of anxiety. And what about the third symptom? Is the emptiness that has settled in the person. An emptiness that is greater than the oceans, than the canyons in between the mountains in this world. It is a great emptiness, which is associated with a lack of purpose. Sometimes the person, because of this emptiness, they start to think the following: why am I in this world? What an evil existence is mine. Do you know? Desiring that all will vanish, all will cease to exist. Why is this? Why is that? They have this existential crisis connected to this emptiness because their soul has not yet found its purpose. Do you know that we have a purpose? Nothing that exists is without a purpose. This microphone that I'm talking through was built for a purpose, to receive my voice and to transmit it. You who are listening to my voice through a device, radio, in your car, this device was created with a purpose. Your clothes were created with a purpose. The trees have a purpose. All in life has a purpose. Then I ask you, what is the purpose of your soul? Do you have a purpose? I'm not talking about human causes that you can embrace, such as the cause of endangering animals, the ecological causes, the indigenous cause. I'm not talking about that. These are worthy causes, but they will pass. Long after your soul has passed through this world, long after you died, the animals you saved, the indigenous people that you helped, the nature that you helped to preserve, long after you are gone, all will be left behind, and your soul has nothing to do with this anymore. Your soul will go on. After your flesh goes back to the dust, your soul goes on. Do you believe that the purpose of your soul is linked to something in this world? If your soul is eternal, do you think that its purpose is linked to something in this world that is temporary, your life that is just for a moment? If my purpose for my soul is linked to 80, 90, 100 years of life, max years that I'll have in this earth, what will I do after I die? What will be the purpose of my soul? Therefore, the purpose of the soul can only be something eternal, can only be a relationship with God, to serve Him, to search for its purpose. So you see that the soul has its sicknesses, basically, let it be lack of peace, presence of anxiety, or the emptiness, or other symptoms. Why? Because it insists on living away from God. It's like you're trying to have your mobile phone working without charging the battery. It will work for a while, but after the battery will die. And like this, the soul of many will be. Do you want to heal your soul? Then you need to search for its creator. Only Him can satisfy the needs of your soul. And there's only one way to Him. Don't fall into this lie that always leads to God. There's only one way that leads to God. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and life. Nobody comes to the Father but through me. For your soul, He gave His life. If you want to reach the Father, you know the way. Now you need to trace it.
Did you like this? Would you like to hear it again? Listen to it as many times as you need until this content becomes part of you. Don't forget to leave your like, comment, and share. See you next time.